Hi, this is Rev Carolyn Harvill of the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to be talking about what we talked about last Sunday and then a little bit about what's coming up in the future. So thank you for joining me. And I wanted to share, last week I told a story from 1952. It was very interesting. It was a young couple who wanted to have a home, land. They wanted to raise cattle, chickens, crops, and cash. And the real estate agent took them out to a place where, when he first showed it to them, all they could see was sand and just hard dirt and no trees, no bushes, no nothing. And they were like, we couldn't live here. I mean, we couldn't, this land wouldn't even support a groundhog's family. So the real estate agent kind of laughed at him and he said, all right, now turn around and look behind you. And behind you, there was a very thriving home. They did have crops. They did have cattle. They had chickens. They had lush lawn, green lawn. And they had just everything. 2 cars in the driveway, and they were just doing really, really well. And it was beautiful on their land. And the husband of the couple that was living with, what did they do? How did they do that? He said the first part was irrigation. They did irrigation of the land, and the land responded beautifully. And so that's what they do, is they irrigate. Wherever they want something to grow, they irrigate it. They have a pasture for the cows. It's a different kind of grass because they want the cattle to thrive. Well, the couple was just in awe of that. What else did they do? He said, well, first they got water, and then they got education. They got all the input from their neighbors and others about how to do this, how to grow the right grass for cattle, how to set up a chicken farm, and that kind of thing. They also did a lot of hard work, and they were willing. They were willing to do whatever it took to create their home. And so the young couple decided that they could do that too. Now, taken from a metaphysical standpoint, the water that they were talking about was life, spirit. It's what animates all of us. You have to have life. And that is a relationship with spirit. It is inviting spirit into your life in the small details and in the large. And so as we look at our own lives, are we setting enough time aside to develop fully our relationship with spirit? And if we're not, what small step can we take to move that direction? The next one, you have to be willing to work. There's also always going to be work to be done. If it means taking more time to spend with spirit, if it means following your leads to start a new business, if it means whatever, you have work that you need to do. And depending on your personal situation, the kind of work is up to you. So now you've got water, you've got work, you've got wisdom, because you talk to all your neighbors and you read all the books and you do all that you want to do as far as understanding what it takes to have a farm like that. And the last one is willingness. Willingness is very important. Sometimes we have our dreams and we want things to happen and we really work at them, but we're not fully willing to experience them. We want to be abundant, but there's some belief within us that tells us that that's not our role in life, that we're not supposed to be abundant. We come from a family that never was. We never have been up to this date. So really, truly, financial abundance is not ours. Abraham Hicks tells us that anytime you have pain in your body, it is a desire that you have coming into conflict with the belief that you have so that you can't move forward. And so we need to be willing to let go of our beliefs that have held us back and open ourselves to new ideas of what we can do. So that's a very short synopsis of the talk last week, but I hope that you get the ideas of the land of the 4 W's, which is spirit, water, wisdom, work, and willingness. Coming up at the end of this month on June 30, Rev Carolyn Harvill will be here and be our speaker for Sunday morning services. And we're looking forward to it. This is the first time she's ever spoken at the Louisville Center. And she had a Unity Church here for many, many years, and we know that some of you know her. And we invite you to come. If it's just to hear her, come on. We'll be there and ready to welcome you to that wonderful Sunday morning. You know that you can donate to support us if you wish, and you can do so on our website using a credit card. It'll show you, walk you right through whatever you need to do. And you can mail us a check. The address is on the website. But we love your support. We also invite your questions. What is it that you would like to hear some more about? And if you'll let us know, we'll try to cover that in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for reaching out to me as I reach out to you to share the truth that we are all one, and that Spirit indwells us and is us and acts as us, and that we have the first step to be willing to allow. And we take a breath knowing that. We take a breath knowing that as we turn to Spirit, Spirit is always there to respond. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.